web3.js. You might have used it to interact with your smart contracts in Ethereum, but it's a much more general JavaScript library for interacting with blockchain nodes. What are blockchain nodes? To understand them, we need to look at the entire blockchain architecture. The blockchain architecture looks like this. At the very core, we have the blockchain itself. For example, Ethereum. The blockchain is maintained by the blockchain nodes. Then other application clients like MetaMask and Coinbase connect to these nodes in order to query and update the blockchain data. Usually these clients run their own nodes. Then there are other clients like Infura, which allow you to access their blockchain node via an API, for a fee of course. This is where web3.js comes in. You can use web3.js in order to talk to Infura's blockchain node. The way you connect to the Infura node is by passing what's called a provider into the web3 constructor. This provider can be either HTTP, which allows you to talk to the node via an HTTP endpoint. This is what we used in the previous code snippet. Then there's a WebSocket provider, which is similar to HTTP, but it also allows subscriptions. And finally, there's the IPC provider, which allows you to communicate with a node via IPC calls. This is used when your node is running on your local machine in a separate process. If you sign up for Infura, it will have the HTTP and WebSocket endpoints. So what happens is, web3.js uses the provider to talk to the Infura API via the HTTP endpoint. And this API connects us to Infura, which listens for HTTP requests and then connects us to their blockchain node. So web3.js really is just a wrapper around the HTTP endpoint. You can use web3.js in your Node.js application to connect to a blockchain node. Let's look at an example. In this example, we will use web3.js to get the balance of our account. As you know, the balances are stored on the blockchain itself. The blockchain acts as a public database. If we want to get the balance of our account, we would write the following code. First, we import web3.js. Then we initialize web3 with the HTTP provider using the Infura endpoint. We then specify the address of our account. We then call web3.eth.getBalance and pass in our address. It returns us a promise, and then we can listen to this promise and log the balance. In this case, I also converted the units to Ether, because by default, Web3 uses Wei as the units. When you run this code, it successfully retrieves the balance of our account. So what happens under the hood in this example? When you call web3.eth.getBalance, Web3 delegates the call to its provider. The provider knows what endpoint to use to talk to Infura. It is getBalance in this case. The Infura API receives this request and understands that you want to get the balance. Then it queries its own blockchain node for the balance of the address that you provided, and then it returns the result to you. So blockchain node is the source of truth, and we use Web3 in our application to connect to it. One thing I need to mention is, Infura has a pretty generous free tier, so go ahead and sign up and give it a try. If you're interested in some practice with Web3, there is a complete project that I created that uses Web3 and Infura to build our own wallet. And this wallet will live in, can you guess it? Google Sheets. Check out this project. It goes over how to build a blockchain wallet from scratch. It has diagrams, code snippets, Google Sheet templates for building the wallet in Google Sheets. You will implement the storage of keys, getting the balance, signing transactions, sending transactions, and generating new blockchain accounts. Check it out. The link will be in the description. This has been Web3.js in 3 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something useful. Hit the like button and subscribe for more blockchain tutorials. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I will answer it. See you next time.